again. Let us go into the breach. Trudeau says, it's scary. It's scary. Play the clip.
Thank you, Bianca, for your question, for standing up and asking it today. It's scary. It's scary to see what's happening.
It's really scary.
In the United States.
And the dramatic pause. Stare at the crowd.
It's scary to see a country that was founded centuries ago as with the ideals of freedom and democracy in its almost most utopic forms, despite the real challenges of who got to be a voting citizen and slave ownership.
I always say, if you're going to be a liar, at least be a good one.
Yes. But that ideal that everyone was created equal, that eventually was hard won through the latter half of the 20th century in many senses, start to turn its back on that.
This is some of the worst acting I have ever seen in my life from a podium. It's scary. It's really scary. I want you to take a look at this picture. The guy on the right is banning Canadians from flying and taking trains because he deems them as third-class citizens. You're not even second-class citizens. He says that the science, at least the science he follows, helped him to make that decision. Okay, just one comment. Two comments, actually. One, what science are you talking about? Honestly. What science are you talking about? I think these people are like witch doctors. What science are you talking about? And then the last comment. Look at that suit. Would you listen to anyone who wears a suit like that? Oh my gosh. I don't know what's worse, his science comment or that suit. The climate alarmists are at it again. They're blaming the fires of Canada on climate change. Play the clip.
You know, Mr. Speaker, what I find very disturbing is that we haven't heard a single word about the wildfires from the Conservative Party of Canada that are raging across the country right now. Instead of talking about the impacts.
Order. 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 I just want to remind people that shouting someone down can be considered a form of bullying, and nobody wants to be accused of being a bully. The Honourable Minister, from the top, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I guess I hit a nerve with the Conservatives because they're quite agitated to the fact that I pointed out.
The Honourable Member for Regina Louvain has a very strong voice and tends to drown everyone out, so I just want to remind them to keep it down. The Honourable Minister from the top, again, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I guess I hit a nerve with the Conservatives because they're recognizing that they haven't spoken about wildfires and the thousands of their own constituents that have been driven from their homes. Instead of talking about the real impact and cost of climate change.
Couple comments. Liberals use climate change like they use the term racist. When they have nothing else to say, they revert to blaming you because you're not caring for the environment and or you're a racist. It's ridiculous, and frankly, you should pay no attention to it. I'm all for clean energy. I am all for the environment. I care about people first. It has to be a gradual decline away from fossil fuels, and climate change has nothing to do with the fires. They're using that to ram forth their agenda. It's rhetoric, and sadly, too many people buy it. Some of them may believe it in their heart of hearts because, frankly, they've replaced God with the climate. They're no different than the people who live in caves that drew on the cave walls. They just wear fancier suits. They don't worship God. They worship the earth. And frankly, they point to scientific studies that I have not seen. Have you seen them? Not scientists saying that the earth is going to end in 2030, that we have to make these goals, we have to reach these goals. That's just another excuse to ram forth an agenda, which destroys you. Show me hard and fast studies, not scientists saying that the earth is going to heat beyond man's ability to live in it by 2030. Show me the studies, less rhetoric. And frankly, once again, this is a stick they use to beat the people with, to put forth their agenda, which ultimately destroys the people. So you either get beat with their stick of rhetoric, you buy it, and then they beat you with the consequences of those policies. Ignore the rhetoric. Ignore it. It's your best bet. Turn off the news. Klaus Schwab on Indian TV telling his vision of the future. Play the clip.
Who will really command the fourth industrial revolution and its technology like artificial intelligence?
What's your sense of who's best placed at this time to lead the world into the fourth industrial revolution? Because you pretty much created this term. We're seeing the kind of technological strides that China has made with Huawei, with the 5G technology. Do you believe that this could potentially be China's time once again?
We should make here again let's say a differentiation. On the one hand, we have state capitalism. On the other hand, we have shareholder or private capitalism. So it's a clash between two systems. I believe that state capitalism in the short term provides certain advantages because you can mobilize in a concentrated way a lot of resources to reach a specific objective. But I believe that the future is not state capitalism or shareholder capitalism. The future is what I call stakeholder capitalism, which is combined with a social responsibility.
Couple comments. Once again, pay attention to this man and the World Economic Forum. All of the Western nations, all of the corporations which embrace ESG, environmental social governance, are paying attention and they run everything. Point one. Point two, shareholder capitalism. That's his vision. Know what that means? You're on the plantation, you get a crumb. Klaus Schwab and his comrades run the show. That's what shareholder capitalism is. That's his vision. That's what they're working towards. That's what the world is embracing. And we, the regular people, i.e., we the people, must absolutely reject it. Canada's on fire, quite literally. Let's look at Nova Scotia. Oh, how nice. And let's take a little stroll in British Columbia. From coast to coast, Canada is on fire. And what are you going to do about it? That's the question. Trudeau has returned from Korea. He's looking awfully strange. Is it me? Did something happen to him? Is there a transformation? Is he just that international? Times are tough, Canada. I feel for you. But don't worry. The Liberals are giving free tampons to government employees, many of which are overpaid, many of which work from home. Play the clip.
So imagine you're at work going about your day and suddenly you realize you don't have a pad, you don't have a tampon. It's an uncomfortable situation many people face all too often.
Couple comments. One, you have to say this out loud. It's not nice, but you have to say it. Is Canada a serious country? Is it a serious country? Because that is ridiculous. The hardship that people are enduring from east to west, and the Liberal government is handing out free tampons to government workers to couch it, most probably, as they are pro-woman. That's all for now. I got nothing else. I got nothing else to say after that. Let's go to the streets. Canadians were asked in 3 words to describe China. Play the clip.
Now, in 3 words, what would you say?
Totalitarian, civil rights abuser, and scary, frankly.
Maybe secretive, hidden, traditional.
Way too pushy.
It's a large, powerful organization.
Big is a good one.
And honestly, old.
Red.
Socialist, big economy, and population.
Wonderful, big, and delicious food.
Why you say red?
Mostly the flag.
Mostly the flag, but also, I guess, communism. And like the cultural, the wedding attire is red, right?
Why would you say it's an organization?
Well, it's a country, of course, and it's also an international force, as we've learned recently with involvement in extra national politics.
Hidden.
Why would you use that word?
Even though it's an economic powerhouse, it just still seems, again, to the first word, kind of secretive.
How would I describe China? Let me think about it. China! Canada needs an exorcism. I want to show you a clip and I want to read you the caption. This is what it says. It basically says, well, it doesn't basically, it does. Ukrainians in Canada are winning. They were able to come at night to a house of a Russian woman and vandalize her property. Look at this.
О, таким ще й колеса попробивали.
Canada is winning? No, my friend. Canada is losing.